Hi, it's Ivy Griffin from ThriveTherapyandCounseling.com, and I specialize in helping highly sensitive people like myself move beyond the put downs and really embrace their trait of sensitivity to live happier, fuller lives. So, today I want to talk about how to practice self compassion and be kind to yourself as a sensitive person instead of getting caught up in all the shame and the blame and the judgment that can happen. So, here's something that I hear from sensitive people and that I see in my office a lot is, let's say you as a sensitive person, you have a really busy weekend. You have a lot of plans, a lot of social engagements, maybe a lot of family activities, and you're really excited to go out and do these things. And maybe you start out the weekend and you're even having a wonderful time and you love it. But then somewhere along the way, you start to get tired and you kind of ignore it, push it aside. Like, no, there are more things to do. And then that fatigue, it builds. And then you start to feel really exhausted. And as a sensitive person, this makes sense because we're constantly taking in information about the world around us and about other people. And so it's really easy to become tired, right? Our senses are just on high alert all the time. That's part of who we are. So it's natural that we become more tired. But instead of maybe listening to that or understanding that, so often sensitive people will say, oh, I'm tired, but what's wrong with me? Why can't I just be like everybody else? My partner is still going strong. Everybody else is having fun. I'm such an idiot. I'm such a baby. If I could just be normal, this wouldn't be an issue. And then, how do you think you feel after you talk to yourself that way? Pretty terrible, right? You've just had this bully in your head beating you up. It feels pretty crappy, right? So, how can you break this cycle? Well, one great way to start is by practicing self-compassion. And self-compassion basically means that you talk to yourself the way that you would talk to a friend or to a loved one. Because most of us say things to ourselves we would never say to anyone else. Right? So in this situation where you're exhausted and overwhelmed and feeling like you need a break, instead of going into that shame and blame, you say to yourself, whew, yeah, I'm feeling really tired. You can acknowledge, I wish I wasn't, but I also know this is part of being human and part of being sensitive. And when I'm tired, my body's telling me I need to take a break, and that's okay. Right? So you give yourself that kind, supportive self-talk, just like you would to someone you care about. And just like you would to someone you care about, you wouldn't say, oh, you idiot, just push through, what's wrong with you? You'd say, okay, so how do we make sure that you have time for a break? And you can say that exact same thing to yourself. And the fascinating thing is, once you start practicing talking to yourself this way, you find some acceptance around your sensitivity, and you can even begin appreciating it more. And you feel happier. You're not stuck in all that judgment that you've gone to before. So the next time you find yourself in that shame, blame, judgment cycle, I invite you to practice self-compassion. And if this video resonates with you, or if you'd like more tips and tools for living life as a highly sensitive person, I invite you to reach out. I'll put my contact information in the comments below. And also, you might be interested in my free tool for highly sensitive people that's all about embracing your trait. Sign up for that below, and you'll get my monthly newsletter as well. Thanks so much, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.